Are you tired of mindless mobile games and crave something deeper? Today, we're diving into the world of mobile games with unforgettable storylines that will completely immerse you and keep you hooked from start to finish. Let's kick things off with Death Stranding Director's Cut. The best part? You don't need a PS5 or a high-end gaming PC to enjoy this one in 2024. Just an iPhone 15 Pro will do the trick. Created by the legendary Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding is unlike anything else. You'll find yourself delivering packages in a haunting, post-apocalyptic world, with a story that's deep and full of mystery. Plus, with Hollywood stars and cameos by Guillermo del Toro and Nicholas Winding Refn, it feels like you're part of an epic movie. Speaking of epic experiences, the Resident Evil 4 remake is next on our list. This classic horror game has been reimagined for iOS, letting iPhone 15 users experience Leon's intense journey through a creepy village in Spain. The graphics are stunning, the story has some fresh twists, and it's just as scary as ever. Whether you've played the original or not, this remake is a thrilling adventure that's perfect for horror fans. Now, if you're in the mood for something more emotional, OPUS, Rocket of Whispers might be just what you're looking for. It's set in a cold, post-apocalyptic world where you help two survivors build a rocket to send the spirits of the dead into space. The story is deeply touching, and the game's atmosphere is beautifully crafted. While gameplay can be a bit slow and repetitive, the rich world and heartfelt narrative make it worth your time. Continuing with the emotional theme, To the Moon is a game that really knows how to tell a story. You follow two doctors who dive into the memories of a dying man to fulfill his last wish of going to the moon. As you explore his past, a touching story of love, loss, and regret unfolds. The game might not have a lot of traditional gameplay, but its emotional impact is undeniable. The pixel art and haunting music only add to the experience. Switching gears a bit, let's talk about Brave People WW2. This game puts you right in the middle of World War II, following the brave Dutch resistance fighters. It's a point-and-click adventure game that's all about gathering intelligence and surviving in occupied South Holland. The missions are challenging and the story is gripping, making you feel like a real hero. The game's atmosphere and smart puzzles make it a great choice if you're interested in historical stories. Next up, we have The Wolf Among Us, the episodic mystery drama where your choices really matter. You play as Bigby Wolf, the big bad wolf who's now a detective solving strange murders in a world where fairy tale characters live among us. The story is full of twists and the fantasy setting is really unique. It's perfect for playing on the go, especially if you love games that focus on narrative. Speaking of choice-driven games, Life is Strange is another one where your decisions have a huge impact. You play as Max, a photography student who discovers she can rewind time after saving her best friend. Together, they search for a missing friend while dealing with some pretty tough choices. The game is beautiful with a simple yet powerful message about life and friendship. It's a breath of fresh air if you're tired of action-packed games and want something more meaningful. Now, let's take a look at Underworld Office story game. This one's a bit different. It's an interactive visual novel with a spooky yet touching storyline. You play as Eugene, a boy who accidentally falls into the underworld and is saved by a mysterious ghost. To repay this debt, you have to work in the Underworld Office, meeting quirky characters and uncovering secrets along the way. The game's charming hand-drawn style and multiple endings make it a joy to play, especially if you love narrative-driven games. Moving on, let's dive into Forgotton Anne, a game that feels like a storybook come to life. You play as Anne, an enforcer in a magical world where forgotten objects have come to life. The hand-drawn visuals are inspired by Studio Ghibli and the story touches on themes of identity and loss. Even though the platforming can be a bit clunky at times, the game's emotional storytelling and beautiful art make it a standout experience. Finally, we have Jekyll Hyde, a game that reimagines the classic story in a fresh and thrilling way. Set in the dark and moody streets of 19th century London, this visual novel combines rich storytelling with simple point-and-click gameplay. With multiple endings based on your choices, it's a game you can play again and again. The gothic art and eerie soundtrack really set the mood, and the historical details add an extra layer of depth. Plus, with the first chapter being free, it's easy to jump in and see if it's your kind of game. So there you have it. These mobile games prove that you don't need a console to enjoy an amazing story. Whether you're into horror, mystery, or emotional adventures, these titles will keep you hooked. Have you tried any of these games? Let us know in the comments, and feel free to share your favorite story-driven mobile games.